Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the tank I started last year, saltwater, rock only, and this is going to be the 1 year update video. I was planning on doing a 6-month update video, but I kind of suck at this, so here we are today. I finally found time to make a new video and show you guys, I guess, what a tank looks like after a year of it running, and let's take a look at what we got. I haven't changed any of the setup as far as the filter or the rocks. I haven't added any rocks. The only thing that's changed is the actual fish that I have in this tank. I had some tough times a couple months ago. I had an ick outbreak. It was from a fish that I got from the store. I don't think the ick originated from this tank. I bought a butterfly fish, a Heniochus butterfly fish, and I added it to the tank. And then I noticed about maybe 2 days later, the thing was covered in white spots, which it then gave to all my other fish. This tang at one point was covered in ick. The clownfish had it, and pretty much all my other fish got it. So what I had to do when that happened was take all the fish out of this tank and put them in a quarantine tank. So I literally had to buy another filter, which I put in here. This was the quarantine tank that I set up. It's a 20-gallon. The filter's gone. I actually gave it to my grandpa, but I had to put all the fish in this tank, and I treated it with copper. So this is what they sold me at the pet store. Copper sulfate. It's a chemical, and it's supposed to pretty much blast the ick away. This is what they use in the pet stores. From what the guy at my local pet shop told me, this is in all their tanks to prevent their fish from getting ick. But so yeah, that's what they sold me to get rid of it. So I had all the fish in here at one point, and I let the main tank run empty with no fish in it, because apparently ick needs a host to live. I mean, I'm sure you guys know the life cycle and all that. So basically they just told me to leave the tank empty and let the ick die off, because it won't have a host to live. So that's what I did. And for anyone who's ever been through that process, it's a complete nightmare. So that was the worst experience I've had with this tank so far. And luckily since then, I haven't had any major problems like that. But I did lose a couple fish. In the other video, the 2 shrimps are still here. They're doing pretty good. In the other video, I had 2 clownfish. So one of them, the original, is still here, but the other one actually got sucked up that filter back there. So what happened was, when I was cleaning it, I took the head cover thing off, and I forgot to put it back on, and one of the clownfish got sucked up it and was brutally killed. So when I went to clean the filter, I found his little body in there. So that was my fault. I was pretty pissed at myself. But anyways, since then, he's the original clownfish, and that's the new one that I got to replace the one that I accidentally murdered. For anyone who's watched my last video, you will see that the queen angelfish is gone also. That was pretty depressing. So what happened with that was, I bought a coral beauty angelfish who basically just beat the shit out of the queen angel. They were about the same size. The coral beauty was like a little bigger, and pretty much as soon as I put them in there, the coral beauty started attacking the queen. So that didn't last long. And then by the time I took the coral fish out. It was pretty much too late, I guess. The queen just got beat up too much and just couldn't make it, so that really sucked. I guess the main lesson to learn is like, do your research when you're trying to stock these fish, like see which fish are compatible and which aren't supposed to. I mean, every tank is different, so the bigger the tank the better, obviously, because these fish do get territorial. So yeah, what else is new? This yellow guy is a flagfin angelfish. He's a pretty good addition to this tank. He's pretty easy to take care of. They're all eating very well. And then I got this Koran angelfish. Really pretty stunning fish. I mean, she's one of my new favorites. She's very, she has a personality. Every time I walk past the tank, like, she'll follow me. Yeah, pretty good addition, I think. Pretty easy to take care of. They all eat the seaweed. I know in my last video, the blue tang was a very finicky eater. That has changed since the last video. She is a very aggressive eater now. I can actually hand feed these fish, especially with the seaweed. Here, I'll show you guys what it looks like. They go nuts over this stuff, so it's the same. I know it's dark, but I haven't changed the food I give them either. It's the same seaweed. They go nuts when you put this stuff in there. Oh. The shrimp comes up to it. This isn't really their usual feeding time. I feed them in the morning, so. Here comes the tang. The tang used to be very skittish when eating, but I guess she found her way. Usually the other angelfish comes too, but yeah, so just, you want to look for like good eating habits, make sure all the fish are healthy, you know, because if they're not eating, they are, you know, that's a sign that something's wrong. Either they're sick or, you know, whatever the case is. So I usually just crush this stuff up and they'll pick at it. Usually I tie it to the rock, but I just wanted to show you the feeding. What else has changed? I still have the purple and yellow fish, but that guy hasn't been acting normal lately. He doesn't come out at all, even to feed. So I honestly think oh, there he is, he's in the rock. Even to feed, he doesn't really come out, and I don't know why. There is also the little goby in the back. He doesn't really come out much either, but when I feed them, he comes out. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with this purple guy. He chills in the rocks all day. He doesn't come out for feeding, so I don't know how long he's gonna last. But yeah, this is the one year update. This is what it looks like after a year. I'm probably not gonna add any more fish than this. The water levels are staying pretty stable. I do a water change every week, religiously, so I haven't missed a water change at all. And I used to be changing 10 gallons, and now I switched. I take a little more water out now. I switch sometimes 15 and 20. Honestly, I think the more water you change, the better. But yeah, the levels are pretty stable. Like, the pH never moves. I add buffer every time I do a water change, so the buffer makes the pH stay at like 8.2, 8.3. There's no ammonia, there's no nitrite, and you know, the water changes keep the nitrates pretty stable, so I haven't had any problems. As you guys know, there's no protein skimmer, there's no sump. It's just the canister filter, and the thing has been holding up pretty strong. I clean it, it's in there. I cleaned it, I try to clean it once a month. You know, you take all the media out, you rinse it, you change the filter pads, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I know a lot of you guys are asking like how these tanks work without a sump, you know, if it's possible. Well, this is what it looks like after a year, so I guess you be the judge. Yeah, there's not really much else to update. The sand, so I don't know if you guys like vacuum your sand bed, but I never ever vacuum this sand bed. This is the color of the sand, and that's pretty much the way it stays. Like these brown spots, those are just up against the glass, but like the actual sand itself, it's not really that dirty. I mean, I guess these shrimps do a pretty decent job of cleaning it, and the hermit crab, there's the hermit crab, he's still kicking. The starfish died a while ago. I'm not sure why or how. Maybe he starved, maybe there wasn't enough food for him, I don't know why, but he's gone. Trying to think of what else to include in a 1-year update video. I don't know, leave a comment and tell me what you think.